My name is Jessica Prentice. I'm one of the 5 co-founders of ThreeStoneHearth, which we call a community-supported kitchen here in Berkeley. And we've been in business for 7 years. We opened in 2006. Basically, what it's meant to be is a response to the extent to which our food system has been taken over by large corporations, and wanting to explore whether we can create a sustainable business model that's founded on the principle of community scale food preparation and processing rather than factory scale food preparation and processing, which is mostly in the United States what we have, with a small amount of home scale and then some restaurant, obviously, scale too. But we're more interested in supporting people to eat at home, and also we're very dedicated to nutrient-dense foods, to really nourishing, healing foods, and those are the kinds of foods that are hard to find in our society at large. So we incorporated as a worker cooperative. It's now that we've grown a lot bigger than we expected to, and we always thought we would be a really small cooperative with a few employees and other people just pitching in and apprentices and things like that. And over the years we developed into a much larger company where there's now about 40 employees, and so we've been spending a good part of the last year figuring out how to expand the ownership to include more of the employees, and so that anybody that's working here can ultimately be an owner if that's what they want to do. Whereas as a worker cooperative, there's a much more of a focus on creating good jobs and making sure that the needs of the people who work in the business are being met. There's nobody outside of our business that we're beholden to. We did have members of the community initially loan us money, and we've been paying them back, and we've actually almost paid everybody back, but they never had any kind of control over what we do here. It's always been the co-founders that have had the possibility to steer the ship and decide which way it should go, and now we're just at a point where we want that to be a more open, more transparent, more, I want to say democratic, but we're actually looking at a governance system right now called holacracy, which is it's democratic in an interesting way. And we've got 2 of our long-term employees are at a training this week for 5 days, learning the governance system and figuring out how we could implement it here. And we're very interested in having a governance system where authority is distributed throughout the organization. And it seems like a good fit for a worker cooperative, because a worker cooperative basically is about how money gets distributed. So to me it makes sense that authority and responsibility would be distributed throughout the organization, and then profits would also be distributed throughout the organization, and that everybody would feel a sense of, would have the possibility of really feeling a sense of ownership. There's certainly going to be some people who have no interest. They're here in a passing way. They're working here for a while and then they're moving on. We have a lot of college students that work here, as temporary people. But then we have a lot of people who this is their primary job. They get health care through us. We offer health insurance to about almost half of our employees now. And that means that people are working 30 hours a week or more, and they've graduated from school and they're here. So some of them might really be interested in really being part of the cooperative in that way. So I don't know, we'll see.